Hello guys, today we will discuss some question from Mendelian inheritance or the principle of inheritance and variation. So first question we will start to discuss from here. And the first question, the term genetics was proposed by option A T.H. Morgan, option B W. Johansen, option C Gregor Mendel, option D William Bateson. So the correct answer will be William Bateson. Next question. Next question. The term gene was introduced by option A T.H. Morgan, option B Gregor Mendel, option C Johansen, option D William Bateson. The correct answer will be W. Johansen. Next question. Correct the match between scientists and their contribution. So Gregor Mendel will match with 3 and option and W. Johansen will match with 4. He termed the gene or coined the term gene. William Bateson's term genetics, and H. Nielsen will match with A. So then the correct match will be A 3, B 4, C 2 and D 1. So here the correct answer will be option B. Next question. Again matching. Match the following and choose the correct combination from the option. So here matching. So J.B.S. Halden will match with British geneticist and Gregor Mendel, Austrian monk, and Hugo de Vries. Hugo de Vries will match with option D 2 and T.H. Morgan, American scientist. Then the correct matching A equals to 3, B 4, C 2 and D equal to 1. So the correct answer will be option 1. Next question. All the question from allele. So pair of contrasting characters controlling the same trait is called option A factor, option B alleles, option C allology, option D paramorph. So the correct answer will be, so you write the correct answer before I telling you the correct answer. So write in the comment section the correct answer will be. Again I'll repeating the reading of the question. Pair of contrasting characters controlling the same trait is called Option A factors, option B allele, option C allology, option D paramorph. So the correct answer is allele. Next question. Alleles are again from the alleles chromatids, option B chromosomes, option C isomers of a gene, alternate forms of a gene. So the correct answer will be the alternate form of a gene. Next question. From alleles of a gene are located on same chromosome, any chromosome, homologous chromosomes and non-homologous chromosomes. So the correct answer will be homologous chromosomes. So the correct answer is homologous. Always the alleles of a gene always resides in the homologous chromosomes. So next question number 7. So question number 7, a gamete. Question number 8. Question number 8, a gamete normally contain all alleles of a gene, one allele of a gene, two alleles of a gene, many or alleles of a gene. So a gamete one always contain one allele of a gene, because when gamete is formed, only haploid set of chromosome is they got when they mature to a gamete. So the correct answer will be the option B. Next question. A recessive mutant is one which is not expressed, rarely expressed only in heterozygous state, or expressed only in homozygous and hemizygous state. So the correct answer will be option D. So recessive mutation always expressed in homozygous condition and hemizygous condition. In hemizygous conditions, both homozygous and hemizygous state এরা express করে. So next question. Question number 10. Whether an allele is dominant or recessive depends on how common the allele is relative to other allele. Whether or not it is linked to other genes. Which chromosome it is on. None of the above. So the correct answer will be none of them. So the correct answer is none of them. Next question. The term allelomorphic implies any two characters, sex-linked character, a pair of contrasting character, a pair of non-contrasting character. So the correct answer is option C, a pair of contrasting characters. Next question. When different alleles of the same gene are present in an individual, different allele of same gene are present in an individual, it is a diploid, zygous, homozygous, mosaic and heterozygous. So the correct answer is option D. When different allele, when the same allele of the same gene are present in an individual, then it will be homozygous. So the correct answer is here heterozygous. Next question. The morphological appearance of an individual is known as. Option are given. So the correct answer will be phenotype. Next question. The genetic complement of an organism is known as genotype, phenotype, physiotype, morphotypic. morphotype. So the correct answer is option A, genotype, a condition where a certain gene is present in only a single copy in a diploid cell is called. So the correct answer is option B, hemizygous. So next question, mating between two individuals differing in genotype to produce genetic variation is called mutation, hybridization, domestication, introduction. So the correct answer will be option C, hybridization. Cross between unrelated groups of organisms is called option heterosis. Next question, heterosis. Question number 18. Heterosis is referred to as phenomenon of attainment of increased vigor in a hybrid organogenesis in plant, localized overgrowth, production of spores. So the correct answer will be in increased vigor in a hybrid. Next question, which of the following is an example of hybrid vigor? Mule, donkey, horse, and neopilina. So the correct answer is mule. So next question, emasculation of a flower body is achieved by removal of flower, anthers, perianth, and carpels. So the correct answer is option C, anther. Emasculation is a part of hybridization, clonal selection, mass selection, and pure line selection. So the correct answer will be option A, hybridization. So next question, the Mendel is called father of genetics. What was Mendel's most important contribution to the modern understanding of biology? The concept, option A, concept of meiosis, option B, concept of chromosome theory of heredity, the concept that heredity information comes in discrete unit. So the correct answer is option D, the concept that heredity information comes in discrete units. So next question, Gregor Johann Mendel was born in Austria. So next question, Mendel worked in Mendel worked in 19th century. Next question, Mendel published the result of his experiment in the year 1866. So it is in the 19th century. Next question, the organism chosen by Mendel to explain the law of inheritance was Homo sapiens, Pisum sativum, Antirrhinum majus, Drosophila melanogaster. So the correct answer is Pisum sativum. Next question, following are the character statement which are either true or false. Examine them and find out the incorrect answer. Mendel had selected Pisum sativum as his experimental tool because the hybrids remain infertile. The plants can be self-fertilized. These small herbaceous plants can easily cultivated. And other options, other statements. And there are several pairs of contrasting. There are several pairs of contrasting characters of allotrophic trait. So the correct answer will be option D. Next question. Which one of the following was rediscover of Mendel's work? Muller, Correns, Bridges, and Morgan. So the correct answer is option C. Next question. In 19 AD, three biologists independently rediscovered Mendel's principles. They were Sutton, Morgan, Bridges, Bateson, Punnett, Bridges, Avery, McCarthy, and Dihybrid, Correns, and Tarmank. So the correct answer will be D. Dihybrid. Next question. Mendel's work was published in Flora by Hugo Bridges. Next question. How many contrasting traits of P were studied by Mendel? 2, 7, 4, 3. So the correct answer will be 7. So 7 is the correct answer. Next question. The genes controlling the 7 P characters studied by Mendel are now known to be located on how many different chromosomes? So 4 different chromosomes. 4 different chromosomes. So the next question. In 7 pairs of contrasting characters in P plant studied by Mendel, the number of flower-based characters was option A. Next question. Which of the following characters was not chosen by Mendel? Pod shape, location of flower, pod color, and location of pod. So the correct answer is option D. So the correct answer will be option D. Next question. Which of the following are dominant characters according to Mendel? Green colored pod and round. So here some question option are 4 options are given. So terminal fruit and wrinkle seed. Option C, white testa and yellow pericarp, and dwarf plant and yellow fruit. So the correct answer is color, green colored pod and rounded seed. So next question. Which one of the following is considered as recessive character of Mendel? So option D, wrinkled seed is the recessive characters. Next question. In P,
Wrinkling of seeds is due to non-formation of starch because of the absence of the enzyme diastase, amylase, invertase, and branching enzyme. So the correct answer will be option D, branching enzyme. Which of the following characters chosen by Mendel are recessive? So the correct answer is yellow pod and wrinkle seed will be the correct answer. So the correct answer is option A, yellow pod color and wrinkled seeds. So next question number 40. Which of the following traits of garden pea studied by Mendel was recessive feature? Green pod color, green seed color, round seed shape, and axial flower position. So the correct answer will be option C, green color, green seed color. Next question. The haploid chromosome number in Pisum sativum is 7. Option 7. Say when. The correct answer is option C. Next question. The gene for which the following characters in plants are syntenic. The genes for which of the following characters in pea plants are syntenic. So the correct answer is, the option are given here: plant height, flower position, option B, pod shape, and option D, all of these. So the correct answer is option D, because genes. Next question. The genes for flower position and pod shape in pea plants are located on the chromosome pair. So the correct answer will be option B, chromosome pair 4. Chromosome pair 4. So next question. The procedure adopted by Mendel was different from his predecessors in keeping breeding records, quantitative analysis of data, and differentiating inherited traits, and employing many traits at one time. So the correct answer is quantitative data analysis. Quantitative data analysis. Next question. Pure line breed refers to homozygosity only, heterozygosity and linkage, homozygosity and independent assortment. So the correct answer is option A, homozygosity only. Homozygosity only.
Next question. Selection of homozygous plant is mass selection, pure line selection, mixed selection, and none of these. So the correct answer will be option C, pure line selection. Pure line selection. Next question. Mendel's Next question. Mendel's law are applicable only in interacting genes of two chromosome, genes which are linked, true breeding parents, and all of the above. So the correct answer will be option C, true breeding parents. So option C is the correct answer. Next question. Who and on which animal the Mendelian Law of Inheritance were first confirmed? A. Correns on dog, Muller on guinea pig, Hugo de Vries on Oneothera, and Morgan on Drosophila. So the correct answer is option D. Next question. Mendel's first law is called law of independent inheritance or segregation. So the correct answer will be option C, law of segregation. Next question. The law of segregation is also called probability, purity of gametes, Punnett's hypothesis, independence of gametes. So the correct answer is option B, purity of gamete. Next question. Gametes are never hybrids. This is a statement of law of segregation. Next question. Mendel's law of segregation is applicable to dihybrid cross only, monohybrid cross only, dihybrid but not monohybrid, both hybrid and monohybrid cross. So the Mendel's law of segregation is only applicable to the both dihybrid and monohybrid cross. So the correct answer is option D. Next question. If a plant heterozygous for tallness is self, the F2 generation has both tall and dwarf plant. This proves the principle of segregation. So the correct answer is option B. Next question. Mendel formulated the law of purity of gametes on the basis of test cross, dihybrid cross, back cross, monohybrid cross. So the correct answer will be option D. Next question, which of the following is the monohybrid ratio? So the correct answer is option A, and 1:2:1 another ratio. And next question, when a tall pea plant is crossed with dwarf plant, what will be the F2 generation? So the correct answer will be option C, both tall and dwarf plants in the 3:1 ratio. 3:1 ratio. And next question, a monohybrid cross produced tall and dwarf plants in the 3:1 ratio. The genotype of the hybrid can be. So the correct answer is B. Next question, in monohybrid cross, the genotype ratio of F2 is B. Next question, so in this question the genotype ratio 1:2:1 and phenotype ratio 3:1. So this is the case. Next question, if two alleles come together, only one is able to express itself. This is called law of dominance. So this is called a law of dominance. Next question, a gene is said to be dominant if it never express in any condition. This is not correct. It express only in heterozygous condition. It also not correct. It express its effect only in homozygous condition. This is also not correct. It express both in heterozygous and homozygous condition. So the correct answer option will be C. Next question, question number 61, two crosses between the same pair of genotype and phenotypes in which the sources of the gametes are reversed in one cross is known as. Two crosses between same pairs of genotypes or phenotype in which the sources of the gametes are reversed in one cross is known as. So the correct answer will be option D, reciprocal cross. Next question, a homozygous plant with red flower is crossed with recessive white. Red is dominant over white. The progeny in F1 generation will be option. The correct answer will be all red. So the correct answer will be all red. Next question, how many types of gamete will be produced in F2 generation of monotypic cross of Mendel? How many types of genotypes will be produced in F2 generation of monohybrid cross of Mendel? So the correct answer will be option B, 4. Next question, the Mendel's principle of segregation means that the germ cells always receive one pair of allele, 1/4 of the allele, one of the paired allele, any pair of the allele. So the correct answer will be one of the paired allele. So the correct answer is option C. Next question. A woman with straight hair mates with a man with curly hairs who is known to be heterozygous for that trait. What is the chance that their first child have curly hairs? So the correct answer will be option B, 1 in 2. So 1 in 2. Next question. In pigs, white color is dominant to black. 2 white pigs are bred to produce 9 white and 2 black pigs. What are the genotype of the parents? So the correct answer will be option A. Next question. A pure tall and a pure dwarf plants were crossed to produce offspring. Offspring were self-crossed. Then find out the ratio between true breeding tall to true breeding dwarf. So the correct answer is option A. Which of the following crosses and resultant phenotypic ratio are mismatched? So here the mismatched one will be B. So the correct answer is B. Next question. Match the items in the column 1 with those listed in the column 2. Choose the answer with correct combination of the alphabets of the. So the next question. So C will be the correct answer. Next question. In a given plant, the red color R of fruits is dominant over white, and tall alleles is dominant over the dwarfness T. If a plant with genotype RRTT is crossed with a plant of genotype RRTT, what will be the percentage of tall plants with red fruits in the next generation? So here the correct answer will be 50%. So the option B is the correct answer. Next question. A pea plant parent having violet colored flowers with unknown genotype was crossed with a plant having white colored flowers in the progeny. 50% of the flowers were violet and 50% were white. The genotype constitution of the parents having violet color flower was. Option D will be the correct answer. If a cross is made between A and A, the nature of the F1 progeny will be option A. Next question. The ratio of the progeny when a red colored heterozygote is crossed with a white colored plant in which red color is dominant to white color. So the correct answer you have to choose from this option is option B will be the correct answer.
The two pea plants were subjected to cross-pollination of the 183 plants produced. In the next generation, 94 plants were found to be tall and 89 plants were found to be dwarf. The genotypes of the two parental plants are likely to be. The correct answer will be option C. Next question. The segregation of Mendelian factors, no linkage, no crossing over occurs during. So the correct answer will be option B. Next question. When an F1 individual is crossed with its either of the two parents, the cross is known as. The cross is known as back cross. Next question. In a back cross, F1 hybrid is crossed with dominant parents. The offspring all will be tall. Next question. A true breeding plants in producing red flower is crossed with a pure plant producing white flowers. Alleles for red colors of the flower is dominant after selfing the plants of first filial generation. The proportion of the plants producing white flowers in the progeny will be. So the correct answer will be option D. Next question. The back cross of F1 hybrid with recessive parent is called. Of test cross. So the correct answer is test cross. Next question. The genotype of a plant showing the dominant phenotype can be determined by. So the correct answer is option test cross will be the correct answer. Okay, let's start again. Next question 81. Cross between recessive parent and F1 hybrid is called test cross, C dihybrid cross, B back cross, D monohybrid cross. So the correct answer is option A. TT cross is called back cross, reciprocal cross, test cross, and D so the hybrid cross. So option B is test cross. Next question. The term test cross refers to a cross between.
So the correct answer will be option D, F1 hybrid and a double recessive individuals. A test cross. A test cross distinguishes between. The correct answer is option D. Next question. Which of the following pairs on the hybridization produces 1:1 phenotypic ratio? So the correct answer will be option A. Next question. Heterozygosity of F1 hybrid can be determined by. So the correct answer is test cross. Next question. A cross between F1 hybrid and a recessive parent gives a ratio of. Option C, 1:1. A cross in which an organism showing a dominant phenotype is crossed with the recessive parent in order to know its genotype called back cross, test cross, dihybrid cross or monohybrid cross. So the correct answer will be option B. Heterozygous purple flower is crossed with recessive white flower. The progeny has the ratio. The correct answer will be option C. The 50% purple, 50% white. Next question. Heterozygous tall is crossed with homozygous dwarf. Then what will be the percentage of the dwarf plant in the next generation? So now the correct answer will be 50%. A test cross is cross between. Option A will be the correct answer. Next question. When heterozygous red flower is crossed with white flower, the progeny would be. So now the correct answer is option B. Next question. Mating of an organism to a double recessive in order to determine whether it is homozygous or heterozygous for a character under consideration is called. Option A. Next question. The test cross involves 90 option and the correct answer will be option A. Which of the following represents a test cross? So the correct answer is option C. Mendel's law of independent assortment can be demonstrated by. Option A. Dihybrid cross. A cross between two pairs of allele is called dihybrid cross. The Mendel's dihybrid ratio is. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. The phenotypic dihybrid ratio in F2 generation is. Option B. Correct answer. The next question. F2. In the F2 phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is. Again the correct answer same. 9:3:3:1. So the correct answer is. Next question. When a tall plant with round seeds cross with a dwarf plant with wrinkled seeds. The F1 generation consists of tall plants with round seeds. What would be the proportion of dwarf plants with wrinkled seeds in F2 generation? So the correct answer is D. In a dihybrid for qualitative trait is crossed with homozygous recessive individuals of its type. The phenotype ratio is. So the correct answer is C. the ratio of 1:1:1 is obtained from a cross between the parents. D. Next question. In a dihybrid cross between R and RRY parents, the number of the genotypes in the F2 generation will be option C. The genotype ratio of the dihybrid cross is option C. Next question. In a dihybrid cross AA and this F2 progeny of A, AB and is, read yourself, and occurs in the ratio. So the correct answer will be option C. Next question. Female is crossed with male A. The gametes shall be option B, female AB. And the next question. From a cross, the genotype A and will be obtained in the following ratio. So the correct answer will be C. In certain plants, red fruit is dominant over the yellow fruit, and tallness is dominant over the dwarfness. If plant with RRTT genotype is crossed with a plant with RRT, what will be the percentage of the tall plants with red fruits in the progeny? So the correct answer is option C, 50%. In the next question. In humans, short finger and discontinuous hairline are dominant over long fingers and continuous hairline. A heterozygote in the both regards reproduce with a similar heterozygotes. What is the chance of any of one children having same phenotype as the parents? So the correct answer will be option D. A human male produces sperm with genotype A, B, AB, AB and pertaining to diallelic characters in equal proportion. What is the corresponding genotype of this person? So option A is the correct answer. So how many types of gametes are obtained from a plant of genotype? Yes, so the correct answer will be two. So the formula for this question, the formula is 2 to the power n. N equals to number of heterozygotes. So here in this case the number is heterozygotes is 1. So 2 to the power 1 equal to 2. So the correct answer, that's why 2. Next question. genetic traits are often carried on separate chromosomes. Which of the following genotypes represents a dihybrid organism? So the correct answer will be option C. Next question, the probability of genotype TTRR in F2 generation of a dihybrid cross is option A. Had Mendel decided to study those traits together which are determined by linked genes, he would not have found out. So dominance, crossing over, principle of segregation and principle of independent assortment. The correct answer is principle of assortment. Independent assortment. Independent assortment means separation of parental characters, separation of the parental characters, segregation of parental characters, recombination of the parental characters, non-separation of the parental characters. So the segregation of recombination of parental characters. So next question, the in Mendel linkage was not observed due to synapses crossing over, mutation, independent assortment. So independent assortment will be the correct answer. Next question, Mendel did not notice an exception to the Mendel's law. So correct answer is option A. Next one, the independent assortment of genes does not take place when genes are linked and located on the same chromosome. Genes are located on the non-homologous chromosome. Genes are located on homologous chromosome. So the correct answer will be option A. Next question, the law of Mendel which not completely applicable is codominance, law of dominance, law of segregation, law of independent assortment. So the correct answer will be option D. Law of inhybrid. In dihybrid crosses, the F1 heterozygous plants are self-fertilized to produce F2 generation, and if offspring are computed in Punnett square, the phenotypic F2 ratio as per Mendel's independent assortment will yield. So the correct answer will be option B. 9:3:3:1. So next question, the genetic ratio 9:3:3:1 is due to segregation of characters, crossing over of chromosome, independent assortment of genes, homologous pairing between chromosomes. So the correct answer will be option C. Independent assortment. Which type of gametes are produced by? So here the gametes produce will be 4 and different type of combinations. So the different type of combination will be option B. The correct answer is B. A crossing over involving F1 hybrid and a double recessive parent is called option test cross. So in a plant, red fruit is dominant over a yellow fruit and tallness is dominant over a shortness. If a plant with the RTT genotype is crossed with a plant that is RTT. So the correct answer is option B. 50% will be How many different types of gametes can be formed by F1 progeny resulting from the following cross? So here you have to choose the how many different types of gametes can be formed by F1 progeny resulting from the following cross. So A, B, C, A, B, C. So A, B, B, C, C. So here F1 progeny is F have 3 different heterozygotes. So the 8, the correct answer is 8 will be the correct answer. So next question, a plant of F1 generation with genotype and on selfing of this plant, what is the phenotype ratio in the F2 generation? If it is selfed, then A, B, so here the correct answer will be option B. So next question, how many different types of gametes can be produced by an organism of the genotype AA? So that you have to count the number of heterozygotes 1, 2. So that number of heterozygotes 2. So 4 will be the correct answer. Next question, how many types of gametes can be produced by an animal of the genotypes? Again you have to count the number of heterozygotes. So 1, so the 2, the correct answer will be 2. Next question, how many types of genetically different gametes will be produced by heterozygous plant having the genotype? So again you have to count the number of heterozygotes. So the number of heterozygotes is 1. So the 2 option. Next question, how many genetically different gametes can be produced by an individual of genotype? So you have to choose here heterozygous. This is heterozygous. This is heterozygous. So 1, 2, 3. The number of heterozygous 3. So 8. So the correct answer will be 8. A self-fertilizing trihybrid plant forms. So the correct answer is option A, cross between. Read the following question, this question, this question and I'll tell you the answer. A will be the correct answer. Next question, in order to find out the different types of gametes produced by a pea plant having the genotype A, and it should be crossed to a plant with genotype. So the correct answer is A. Next question, when heterozygous tall plant is crossed with homozygous tall, fate of the progeny be heterozygous tall each. So the correct answer will be option C. 50% will be the correct answer. Next question, what proportion of the progeny offspring of the cross this will be completely heterozygous if all the genes segregate independently? So the correct answer is option C. Next question, a dihybrid test cross yielding result of 1:1:2 is indicating of. So correct answer will be option. And next question, how many different kinds of gametes will be produced by a plant having genotype of? So again option 2. The correct answer will be 2. Next question, how many types of gametes can be produced by genotype? So again the number of heterozygous 3. So 8 will be the correct answer. So this is the end for the today's lecture or question solving session. Again we will meet next section. So before that,